Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, coming back at you on a Thursday, April 22nd, 2021. You know what that means. It's time for this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. And this time around, it is all about armor synthesis, the new TRANSMOG feature that we're going to be getting starting next season in season of the, well, as of right now, still currently redacted. It should be starting in another couple of weeks, though. And while that is the major topic of conversation of today's video, we do also have one or two other things to talk about. Of course, Guardian Games is going on right now, and if you have been like me farming up Guardian Games and contender cards, you're no doubt playing the Nightfall over and over and over again. Well, the Nightfall can of course drop you some pretty specific weapons this season, but we're going to be getting a whole new batch of Nightfall specific rewards when next season rolls around. And that's the first thing we hear about in the TWAB today. Bungie gives us a nice public service announcement about the future of Nightfall weapons. Next season, 3 new legendary weapons will be added to the Nightfall rotation, which will also receive adept treatment when Grandmasters become available. As such, Palindrome, Shadow Price, and the Swarm will be taking a hiatus for the first half of the season. When they return, all 3 will be available as potential post-game rewards when completing Nightfalls on featured weeks. So if you're looking to farm up some decent palindromes, this week is going to be your last chance to do so for a bit until they return mid-next season. So if you're trying to get yourself a decently rolled palindrome or swarm or shadow price, you're going to need to do it before the end of this season because they're going to be going away for the first half of the next season. But we will be getting some brand new Nightfall specific loot and adept loot within these Grandmaster Nightfalls that we'll be learning more about in a later TWAB. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive on into the major section of this week's TWAB, armor synthesis and Guardian appearance. We learn a lot about how this system is going to work starting next season. First, here's a quick rundown of the steps that players are going to be able to take to convert their armor appearance into universal armor ornaments that you'll be able to use throughout the rest of the game. 1. Defeat enemies and earn Synth Strand, a new currency you'll be using for this. Then, 2. Spend Synth Strand on Bounties to earn Synth Cord. 3. Convert Synth Cord at the Loom in the Tower into Synth Weave. And then 4. Use Synth Weave to convert an unlocked armor appearance of legendary quality or lower from collections into a universal armor ornament. To start, players will begin earning Synth Strand when defeating enemies in Destiny 2. After earning 150 Synth Strand, players may visit 801 in the tower to acquire class-specific bounties which will reward you with Synth Cord. Bungie goes on to state that when developing this feature, an early goal was to ensure players could earn Synth Weave through numerous activities in Destiny 2. That way, players who spend most of their time in the Crucible could continue to do so and still engage in armor synthesis. There will be 5 categories of armor synthesis bounties: Vanguard, Crucible, Gambit, Destinations, or Raids and Dungeons. Here are a few examples of the bounties that you're going to see. For Vanguard, you'll need to complete strikes using specific subclasses and accumulate points in Nightfall strikes. For Crucible, capture zones in Crucible control matches or complete Crucible matches and defeat opponents using specific damage types as a team. For Gambit, one of the bounties you might see will require you to send in and defeat blockers in Gambit, and defeat Primeval Envoys, high-value targets, and Primevals in Gambit. For Destinations, defeat Nightmares on any destination or in Nightmare hunts, or defeat bosses while defending the Blind Well within the Dreaming City. Really happy that Bungie's remembering the Blind Well activity there. Then finally, an example for Raids and Dungeons might look like this. Complete the final encounter of any raid or dungeon, or generate orbs of power in raids or dungeons. And let me just say, I hope that the bounties tied to raids and dungeons award you more Synth Cord than some of the easier to complete bounties. Hopefully Bungie's going to put that into effect. If you pick up the wrong bounty, some of the Synth Strands will be refunded if you choose to abandon it, but not the full amount, so think carefully before picking up and then abandoning these new bounties. And then we get a couple more details on how exactly we're going to be managing some of these new resources. How many of these can you earn? Players may earn up to 10 Synth Weave per class per season, except in Season of the Redacted. To celebrate the introduction of armor synthesis, in the next season, players may earn 10 additional Synth Weave per class through the introductory experience. In total, during Season of the Redacted, players may earn up to 20 Synth Weave per class, which can either be used to convert 4 full sets to ornaments or 20 specific items. And then as a quick example for the hunters out there, this could mean you unlock 4 pieces of armor plus 16 different individual cloaks to swap between depending on your mood. So the amount of synthweave you're going to be able to earn in any average season is going to be limited to 10, although next season you will be able to earn 20 as a part of an introductory bonus. Not sure I'm a big fan of limiting the amount of resources you can get towards creating these universal ornaments, but I understand that Bungie does want this to be kind of a chase. They're going to continue introducing new armor sets that you're going to want to turn into universal ornaments, and they want to keep you doing that rather than just letting you do it an unlimited amount of times right off the bat. I get it. I get the game design there. But all that being said, please note some exceptions will apply. Universal ornaments may only be applied to legendary armor pieces. Exotic armor pieces cannot take the appearance of alternate armor, as we want to maintain their appearance for players to quickly identify and understand what exotic perks a player may have in all activities. There will also be a few exceptions at launch for Year 1 armor ornaments due to technical constraints, but we are currently working on solutions for a future season. These exceptions include Year 1 armor ornaments, so think stuff like faction rallies and whatnot, Vanguard, Crucible, Iron Banner, of course faction rallies, prestige raids, and Trials of the Nine. All of that stuff is going to be excluded from this initial offering of universal ornaments until they get some of the technical issues worked out, which is really kind of a bummer in my opinion. I think a lot of the best ornaments in the game did come from stuff like faction rallies and Trials of the Nine back in Year 1. So here's hoping they can get that worked out. Of course, ornaments can still be applied if the base armor piece is from an activity that the ornament originates. As an example, if a player owns Crucible ornaments from Curse of Osiris, they may be applied to Crucible armor pieces at no cost. However, these ornaments cannot be applied to seasonal armor. Additionally, all base armor appearances from 2018 and 2019 Solstice of Heroes events will be available for armor synthesis. However, due to an issue where 2018 and 2019 glows cannot be socketed alongside armor appearances in the new Guardian appearance system, those glows will not be supported. However, that doesn't apply to the armor glows from the Solstice 2020 gear. That was built with the new Guardian appearance system in mind, so if you got the glows last year in 2020, that will apply to those ornaments. Next up, we learn how this is going to be used in Eververse as well. Eververse, of course, will also offer synthweave templates for direct purchase through the Guardian appearance screen. So if you're somebody who doesn't want to go through killing enemies and collecting the bounties and completing all that kind of stuff, you will be able to purchase synthweave directly from Eververse. Players may either purchase a single synthweave or they may purchase a 5-piece bundle. And a single synthweave token is going to cost 300 silver, while a bundle of 5 tokens will cost 1,000 silver. And to avoid mistaken purchases, synthweave templates from Eververse can be applied to any class. Happy to hear that. Alright, after that, we learn a bit more about how shaders are going to be working in this new Guardian appearance system. Through the Guardian appearances screen, we took an opportunity to improve the shader experience. Currently, shaders are one-time use consumables that must be repurchased from collections for Glimmer or Legendary Shards. But starting next season, all unlocked shaders will be visible on the Guardian appearance screen when hovering over the shader bucket. Players may apply shaders for 500 Glimmer per armor piece. Additionally, we've added the often requested Apply All button for shaders, which will cost 2,500 Glimmer total. This is the same Glimmer cost to purchase shaders right now, but we've done away with the Legendary Shard requirement. Shaders will continue to be earned through various activities in Destiny 2, or can be purchased using Bright Dust or Silver from Eververse. With the update to shaders, we'll be increasing their cost from 40 Bright Dust to 300 Bright Dust. This will continue to be a one-time purchase and will appear in the Guardian appearance menu when unlocked. In celebration of armor synthesis, a Year 1 Eververse shader bundle will also be available in the Eververse for Glimmer. No silver required. So if you missed out on a couple of shaders that were only available back in like Year 1, you're going to have an opportunity, hopefully via this bundle, to get some of those. But there we go. That's all the new information we have about the Guardian appearance changes we're going to be getting starting next season. Of course, all the screenshots you're seeing here are works in progress. They might be different when next season rolls around and we actually get our hands on this. And I gotta say, I'm really happy to hear about a lot of this stuff, the apply all thing for shaders, the fact that you're going to be able to earn some of the materials you'll need to do the whole universal ornament thing by playing whatever content you want. It's all great news for me. But it's not where the news ends for this week. We've got some spicy new Twitch Prime rewards available for you Twitch Prime and Amazon Prime players. If you haven't yet, head over to the Prime Gaming portal and make sure you link your Bungie.net account. If you've got a Twitch Prime account, you get some free exotics and exotic ornaments basically every month. This time around, we got the Spicy Ramen exotic emote, Ikora's Resolve exotic ship, the Future Perfect Shell exotic ghost, and the Jagged Dark Sun legendary sparrow. Once you've gotten everything linked up, you can head to Amanda Holiday in the Tower to receive your Twitch Prime rewards. And of course, if you haven't linked up your account, there will be a link to it in the TWAB, which I've got down in the description box below. But alright Guardians, that's pretty much it for the biggest bits of news contained in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly blog, This Week at Bungie. A lot of really exciting information about the TRANSMOG system coming next season. I know I'm super happy to see Ada 1 return, and I think this is a great way to sort of bring her character back to the forefront. Cannot wait to get my hands on this system when it moves forward. I can already think of a couple of armor sets that I'm looking forward to building into the universal ornament gear. But that's it for the news, and those are my thoughts. Be sure to leave me yours down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians stay frosty, and I hope you're all still enjoying the Guardian Games 2021.